Stream on a Friday. We are Friday. Yeah, this is Friday night. Welcome to it. We've been doing some Thursdays here and there, so good to see you all. And hear you all in the comments. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, we're gonna talk about our NASCAR origin stories. Talk a little bit about the race at Michigan. Also want to hear from you how you got into the sport, all that kind of fun stuff. Also got to preview some NASCAR news that dropped this week. A lot of teams made a lot of announcements. So we definitely got to talk about that. But again, welcome on a Friday night. Glad you could join. I have some surprises for the stream. We might have some dogs make some appearances. We might crack open a cold one. We don't know. Anything's possible in the live stream. So let's bring in some friends. We have a friend that's supposed to be joining us tonight. Finally, if you don't know Matt Deason, he's supposed to finally join. So we will see if he makes his appearance or not. But let's bring in a regular for the Above the Line crew. Let's bring in Adam. Adam, you good, bro? You good? 1 second. 1 second. Trying to fix the hair. All right. What is up?
I hate being the hair guy, but yeah, here we go.
It's okay. It's fine. Your hair looks fine though.
It's a little wild, but yeah. Also, I have to remember that I have my setup mirrored tonight, so everyone can understand what the heck's going on behind me.
Okay, no, that's good. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be the tricky thing because I'm gonna get confused.
You're not mirrored. I know that much.
Yeah,
you are the LYTA crew, or
yeah.
J,
So
looks like a J.
I need to fix that. See, because I was like, I gotta wear the merch. Rob also might not be on the show. He might not. I don't know. He's working tonight, so we'll see. But yeah, great merch for the new era of Above the Line that I am not repping the right way. So I apologize. But Adam, how you doing? How's the week been?
I had
Just a deep breath.
I had to end my summer vacation.
No.
I am back at work Wednesday, 8 a.m. Was in meetings for 8 hours. Then I had about an hour and a half over at the schoolhouse getting our room set up that day as well on Wednesday. And Thursday, more meetings, more setting up. Today we had the opposite. Today was more of a relaxed day. We had more setup in the classroom. I know a lot of setup, but it's because we moved locations this year. So we're at a new school.
I always think, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I always think setting up and decorating is fun, but is it not?
No, it's stressful.
Okay, cool.
it's fun. It's fun planning it, but then when you realize, oh crap, this is me and two of my other coworkers. Let's divide and conquer. Who's good at doing this? Who's good at ideas? All that. So I mean, my team I have, it's the best team. Me and my two other teachers. So we get stuff done pretty quickly, but we really think outside the box because we really want our kids to enjoy their time, especially in our specialized program that we have.
Yes, you guys do such good work. And also, like, it's always so important to work with a good team, like one that you just click with. It makes work faster, easier. It makes your life happier too.
We have great synergy.
Synergy, yes. I love that word and it's not used enough. I gotta say.
Yes. And speaking of synergy, it looks like my flipping of the camera has worked for you.
Yeah, I decided to flip the camera. I was like, oh my gosh, that's an option. So we have this and all my lovely merch. Okay, funny enough, I'm going to bring Dom in a second. But so every time I've come home, I've left the Funko Pop at home of the winner that wins that weekend, right? So obviously Kevin Harvick won at Michigan. I left his Funko Pop at home. So there's some hidden non-jinx or good luck that I'm sending these drivers apparently.
Nice.
But let's see. I also, I will be trying live on the stream Bush Apple Light for the first time. Just thought I should say it.
Limited edition.
Yeah.
I have breaking news. It is no longer available where I live.
Oh no.
So, RIP, poor little sip out for your fallen homie.
Oh my gosh. And my neighbor gave this to me because I mentioned that I never actually tried it, but I'd wanted to because we can't find it anywhere. And she's like, let me tell you. And grabbed me one. So shout out to my neighbors.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of like neighbors and friends and things, let's bring in Dom. That was a horrible segue. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not good at those. Dom, how you doing?
To the south.
Hi. How are you feeling, bud?
I'm COVID. I think I'm COVID free. I
that's
feel
good.
like I'm COVID free, so that's a bonus. But
Great.
I'm happy to be back. Yes. Sorry I missed last week.
No, you're good. You're good. Just glad you're feeling better. Any updates you have for the listeners or just personal?
Well,
This is a counseling session.
I've been dealing with a lot lately. And I think, mom and dad just don't understand. No one understands.
Here's the world's tiniest violin.
Yeah.
No, nothing really new. Atlanta Falcons preseason game tonight, so it's cool to see. And a kid I actually talked to. So I cover the Griffin, Georgia area, and a kid that grew up in Griffin, went to high school in Griffin, got an interception tonight for the Falcons. So really hope he makes the team. D. Alfred. So really cool. I just talked to him a couple weeks ago. He seemed really excited, and I'm really hoping he makes the team.
Oh, that's so exciting. I love when you see people from like your hometown, like just succeeding, and it feels great. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, no doubt. He's a good kid. That's what makes it even better. He was so nice. And as soon as he found out I was covering for Griffin, he was like, man, I love Griffin. So glad you guys are here. So glad you came to talk.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it was
that's
awesome.
Cool.
Very down-to-earth kid.
See, yeah, I love that. I hope he does well. I really do.
Yeah, me
Hoping
too.
for the best for him.
I think the interception should help. Let's hope.
It should. I think it should. Just this early in the season, starting off with an interception, I think is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I also did want to point out to you all in the chats, I haven't seen your chats because for some odd reason, as always, we have technical difficulties. They're not working. So we will figure this out. I'll probably just have all the social pages pulled up so I can see what you all are talking about. But Gabe, I see you in the chat. Hello. Dale, what is up? Good to see you in the chat. Facebook, I'll pull up the chats there as well. I think, though, adding to this group, finally, we got to introduce.
He's actually
here.
No way.
He's here.
He made it?
He's here. Matt, can I add you in?
Hey, Adam,
Is it good?
leave it to me. I'll be the first one to say it.
All
Do
right.
it.
I don't know if the Wi-Fi is
I
working
give-
for Matt, but we will. Ready?
Dom,
Here we go.
I bequeath you the duties.
What do you from Matt? The Wi-Fi is better than here.
My man!
There's
one. There's one. There's
There you
two.
go.
There's one. Three strikes, you're out. Well, Matt, we are so glad you're on the show. For those who don't know who Matt is, Matt, can you introduce yourself? Like, if you had to give everyone a synopsis of who you are, tell us who you are.
I am the man.
You are the man.
No, but I got to Charlotte, North Carolina, 4 years ago now, with my wife. Tried to, move down here and started working at the Hall of Fame. That's where I met Dom. Was not there when I actually arrived, but there were people there. NASCAR about 3 months ago. So I'm doing like work over there. Races and stuff. And life can't get any better right now.
Nice.
He's a good kid. He tries not to be, but he's a good kid.
He tries not to be? Is that what you're saying? He's a troublemaker.
It's going to be really hard for me here because Dom's in here.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I'm gonna make it miserable for him.
Yes.
It's gonna be the most pleasant 5
That's what I'm
minutes.
here for, buddy.
Oh man. All right. I gotta catch up on the comments and Facebook real quick. So we got a question. Where's Toby? Toby's not in the stream, unfortunately, tonight. Well, we're trying to have like the TC crew on at some point this month, but everyone's so busy. We're working really, really hard. So we're gonna try to have everybody on. Dominic, I see you on Facebook. Hello. Thank you for joining the chat. Not our Dom.
You're welcome.
He was like, this is where we all get confused.
I'll look at my Facebook in a couple hours, but sure, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. Yeah.
Gotta get Bobcat on again.
It's true.
That guy, yeah.
What a guy.
I hear he sucks at the quizzes.
Oh yeah. That last quiz, Bobcat Jenkins did not do so hot.
Yeah, he never does.
No, it's okay.
God,
We'll have to do more quizzes.
I wish I would have been a part of that.
Oh my God, because that's when your laptop
Yeah,
broke.
That's when everything went haywire for me that night.
No.
Yeah, we'll have to do another game show.
We'll do a Bush Series quiz.
Yes.
If one of you wants to put that together, because your guys' knowledge is impeccable on that, be my guest. I would love nothing more.
No, that means we have to work, Tom. No.
Yeah,
Wait, you got
Mark Martin is every answer.
So I snap you guys in the morning. You know, we all have streaks together on Snap. Every single time, picture the Dom's just like 2011 Homestead. That's 2000.
Oh yeah, I know. Every time he's working a race, I tell him which one it is.
Yeah, Dom has this like incredible ability, and I think you all do, but like just look at a picture from a race. It can be like any race, any year. You'd be like, oh yeah, that's like freaking Richmond, whatever.
It's me. In-car camera shot. Joby. How do you know?
Yeah, it's just the in-car camera. It doesn't tell you what race it is. You don't see the leaderboard. It's like, oh yeah, that's Sonoma.
Wild.
Dom has memorized the throttles of each track,
Which is bonkers.
You know what? It's actually really funny because the one you sent me, it was, I think it was a Kurt Busch in car. And I told you Sonoma just because it looked like it was super sunny out. And I was just like, that looks like a Sonoma race because it's absurdly sunny out. Like I always feel like the Sonoma race is the sunniest race of the year. I don't know. But I got it right. That's all that matters.
Look at you. You're like, that's actually all that matters. Thank you. We got a question in the comments. Let's see. Thoughts on Gregson to Petty GMS and the Bubba Wallace extension? That's from Gabe in the comments. What do we think about that? I guess let's first talk about Gregson a little bit. We talked about this on last stream with Dylan Mamba Smith. If you haven't watched that stream, that was a hoot. Go give it a watch after this. It was so much fun. I'm not gonna lie, but
it was a hoot and a half. It was a
hoot and a half.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have to have him on soon for sure. But like with this news, we kind of talked about it as it was already kind of in the works. Obviously, the announcement came yesterday, Wednesday, something like that. Wednesday. Thank you. Wednesday. The days blurred together, but
I know. I still think it's Thursday. You're good.
I know. It feels like a Thursday. That's what's wrong. But what do you think about the news?
I'll say this about that. I mean, is he ready? Yes. Yeah, he's definitely ready for Cup. We get so spoiled with like wanting him to go to a Hendrick car, go to a top tier team, but I like that he's starting at Petty GMS. I mean, start at. I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, start at the back and prove that you can keep your equipment clean when you're back there in the hornet's nest, and you can actually get through an entire race. That's big time. The big teams will see that. Look at Alex Bowman. I believe he got his ride at Hendrick because they saw his ability to finish races with barely a scratch, if not anything, on his race car. So the ability to bring home the car clean so that team could get just the paycheck and not have to worry about damaged parts, that's huge. And I think the big teams will see that. So if he can do that, that'll really help him progress to a team like RCR, like Hendrick, to get up to that top tier level. So I like that he's starting at Petty GMS personally. If you're a diehard Noah Gragson fan, it may be a rough couple years, but it's just the way it goes.
Let's see.
Although I think the 42 has shown a lot of signs of hope. So I think getting a young driver with Noah, I think that's going to elevate them to be more competitive and even maybe contend for that coveted top 10 spot and just keep building the momentum they have with him and with Eric Jones.
And that was my thoughts, specifically with Eric Jones. I mean, he's shown a lot of speed. He's racing the top 10. I mean, a lot this season. The past few weeks, he's been pretty consistent. He builds that consistency, plus Noah Gragson getting into this Gen 7 car early on. Well, everyone's still trying to figure it out. I think some people have figured it out at this point. But they're going to build into a strong team. And then I think kind of the same thing if we transition over to, Bubba Wallace and talking about his extension and what that means. And I'll throw you that question, Matt. But having Reddick join that team in 2024 with Bubba Wallace as he's showing consistency, I think there's a lot of promise there. though Reddick's going to have to switch manufacturers and there might be a steep learning curve. But Matt, what do you think about Bubba Wallace and his extension? Good thing, bad thing?
I'm just excited for him. Like, I mean, I think, the win is probably going to be Daytona. I don't think they're going to run, and maybe top 10. Hopefully, another top out of that team though, at Richmond. They're going to be stronger at Richmond, though, but he's got the sponsorship, and you need the sponsorship in the sport. Nowhere without sponsorship and so, and if he keeps up the good work, years to come.
Yeah, and to piggyback up off of that, I mean, we talk about how 2311 wants to always be in the good news in NASCAR. I mean, Bubba Wallace, third at New Hampshire, finishes second at Michigan, and now gets a contract extension. It's like they just want to keep building positivity in their news. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me the timing of this, and I mean, it's a golden opportunity to do it right after a second place at Michigan, where, I mean, if he gets another restart, he may go side by side with Harvick for maybe a lap and a half, give him everything he can handle. So, big time move for 2311. I know a lot of people are not happy about this. Some people are very happy about this, but he has shown he can win. And 2311 has shown they have the speed to win. I mean, look at Kansas. That was an outright win. That Kurt Busch won that race outright. So they've got the speed there. So I'm very happy to see Bubba there. And for him to be his harshest critic, that just shows, I mean, he is really pouring absolutely everything into that race car.
And he looked so fast at Michigan because, I mean, really what I was able to see at the track is their passing sucked. I will say there was only a few cars, maybe 3 or 4 cars that I saw passing on a consistent basis that weren't in like the top 3 in the field. Like when Bubba was kind of in the mid pack, when he had like a pit stop or pit cycles, whatever, he was able to just plow his way back to the front. If he had a restart after a caution and he started maybe 12th or whatever, he was up to the front in a matter of like 10 laps, 5 laps, and other people were still stuck. But I mean, they had a really good setup on Sunday. Denny Hamlin had a good setup on Sunday, and unfortunately, we know how that worked out for him with the penalty. But no, I mean, he was strong, and it was really pleasant to see. I had people sitting behind me that were not Bubba Wallace fans, and that kind of sucked just to have that behind. And I was like, come on. But, I am really excited for him. I mean, he's found a home there. They've formed that team around him. They support him. And when you give him the right crew, the right things, and he's able to get in the right mindset, he is able to win. And I think I agree with you, Matt. I think his best chance to win will be Daytona. I think they will contend for a win there. I am a little nervous for him at Richmond just based off of how 2311, or at least he's performed at short tracks in this past season a little bit. But I'm hoping he can continue that forward momentum. Would be my hope for his team.
A win here the next is if he doesn't make the playoffs, I would be like almost sure he will get a win before the end of the season. But it's definitely happening next year.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to get a win next year. If it's not before the end of the season, if it's before the end of the season, it's Daytona or Talladega. I mean, what other tracks do you guys think we could see him get a win?
It could be Kansas.
I mean, Kansas, gosh, yeah.
We saw the power that both of the cars had at Kansas earlier this year. So I think that could be a possibility, but truly Daytona, anybody's game, Talladega, anybody's game.
Oh, yeah. So
I don't know if they're going to get it. However, the last month or so, yeah, I think they're going to get it.
Yeah.
Get a checkered flag for the 23 car, but shots are starting to run out. So I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, and if we're going to continue to make the parallel between 2311 and Trackhouse, because they came in the same year, when Trackhouse has the momentum, they are able to capitalize and finish the job. So now that 2311 has the momentum, they've got to capitalize.
And if we're going to keep with 2311 racing, we have another question. Then we're going to get to, I want to do our NASCAR stories next for sure, and comment yours in the comments below. But Dale asked, thoughts on if Kurt retires after this year because of concussions? Do we think Reddick will get released early to go to 2311 to take Kurt's spot? News is Kurt is still not cleared to come to Richmond. He tried to do a simulator test was it, and just to get himself kind of in the feel of the race mindset, or just being able to get into a car with the sights and sounds and whatever. And it didn't go the way they were hoping, so he's going to be out of the car for this weekend. Obviously, with a hopeful return this season, potentially. But do we think that after this year he calls it quits? And I do want to preface this too by saying, obviously, we don't know the situation. This is clearly just speculation, what we think, just with the news that we have heard. But do you guys think he's going to retire? Adam, do you think he's done?
No, he's going out on his own. He's going out on his own terms.
Yeah.
If he misses the rest of the season, I would be shocked if he did. But I could see him completely just scrubbing the rest of the season, getting healthy, prepared for his final year in 2023.
That'd be valid. I think so. I mean, because the other thing that you have to think about is championship ramifications. I mean, I think I saw a tweet from Bob Podcast or something that he's good in the round of 16, like for a waiver. But if he's still not back when the round of 16 is happening, does he get to continue past that with a waiver?
I'd rather see a Kurt Busch at 100% than see a Kurt Busch who is still ailing from post-concussion symptoms.
And I would agree. Yeah. And I would hope that's what he would want to.
So with that being said, then that's going to open up another playoff spot if he does not continue or doesn't make it.
That's true, which could also get interesting.
That's going to cause a lot of drama.
Yes. Don, what do you think?
I'm just kind of teetering back and forth because, like, if I'm Kurt Busch, I would sit back and say, if I genuinely don't think I have a shot to win the NASCAR Cup this year, I call the rest of the season quits. Mm-hmm. And I get healthy, because we have seen with Dale Earnhardt Jr., concussions are nothing to play with in NASCAR.
Absolutely.
And he made a big move in 2016 to surrender the rest of his season because he knew he genuinely didn't have a shot to win the Cup that year. So he said, I let me get healthy. Let me come back in 17, clean bill of health, and I'll go racing. Mm-hmm. So that part of me I think about, but I also think, well, then gotta think about the sponsors. Does Monster Energy want to see their driver give up a guaranteed playoff spot? It's stuff like that. So it's the two things you got to balance out. So I don't know where Monster Energy stands.
Right.
I feel like just based on just a generalization of the brand Monster Energy and what they stand for and how big they are in sports and motorsports in general, they want to see their car in the playoffs. So I think they would push Kurt, if you're healthy, if you're medically cleared, get back in that race car. But yeah, it'll all just depend. But I just think he should really, really be careful when you're clear to race. Maybe give it another week and then go. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like a concussion is way, way too risky.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't want this to endanger Kurt more than it has. And Gabe made a good point in the comments. He said, if we get 2 more winners before the playoffs and Kurt misses the playoffs, because I think he's right on the bubble, correct? If 2 more winners win, he's out.
He's starting to get close.
So, and then Gabe said he doesn't see him coming back at the end of the season. Matt, do you agree with all of that?
Yeah. It's hard personally. I think he should just stay just to focus on his health personally. And who knows? I retire at the end of the year. Want to see him retire after we signed today. He's going to retire at the end of 2023 anyways. But who think he should just, sit down and come back and try to win one more championship? I don't think that's going to happen. But hopefully
Yeah, I'm on board with him. It's just it's like it's just so hard. I hate that he's in this situation to begin with, but
right.
It's the cards he's been dealt, unfortunately.
And then there's the talks of, Ty Gibbs. Where does he go? Does he take Kyle Busch's spot? And we'll talk about the Kyle Busch situation because I know Matt really wants to talk about that. There's a lot to dive into with.
I just gave you the answer. The answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is just yes. No need to discuss this. The answer is just yes. Because that's a dicey topic. Again, it's just speculation with what information we have, what we think we might see, but we don't know. We have no clue. But yeah, topic of tonight though is our NASCAR origin stories.
Matt's still laughing at me.
Dom, you always have the final say. The answer is
him
yes.
and Kyle and Jimmy Johnson are going to be teammates at Ganassi next year.
God.
Look at him. He's having an aneurysm.
Matt's like, I gotta leave the chat. Goodbye. I am unwell. Oh my God.
Oh, that is funny.
That'll be interesting. I feel like Matt, since you're the guest, also like I said, we're going to talk about our NASCAR origin stories, how we got into the sport, how we got to where we are today. Also, feel free to share yours in the comments. I want to read them out. But Matt, how did you start your whole NASCAR journey?
Let's get all emotional. If we want, anyways, Holler. You guys know how close I was. Passed away last year. Passed away. Anyways, it was the 2001 Daytona. So it's like out, and I did not know there was, and I won't ever was. My mother was there, and my grandfather comes up to, hey, do you guys want to race with me? And I'm like, what race? 2 cars? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh cool. Tony Stewart car go flying up in the air. Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
So that was crazy. I kind of like remember that whole like 12 years old. It's crazy, but my grandfather went to the bar, and it was like Dale Earnhardt drove in a 3 car, and I'm like, well, that sucks. And know who that guy is, I got into the sport. First ever NASCAR powerful one as well. That one I went to. The 2001 Dover round 11 happened.
Wow.
And all got American flags, maybe walking, and that was pretty cool. With them turning the car around, that was pretty cool. And my grandfather, he took, Dover. I don't think me and him ever went to see anything, which he was right. He took me to like Atlanta, Talladega. Talladega. First saw that track, I was like, holy crap! And I was so up when they started their engine, saying how loud it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Did you not have earplugs in?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember that.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So the rest, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon was my first favorite driver. I like Jeff Gordon driving the 4 car with the flames on it. Before your era, but went on the car, and I thought that was just that happened in 2002, and then that was pretty much my grandfather got me into the sport. That because like it's turned into like a career, and I met like guys and like other friends down here. And yeah, last year to actually put a brick down and outside the plaza there.
Oh yeah.
That was very special. But anyway, yeah, rest in peace, Grandpa. We'll
That's great.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I honestly, I remember you
Dom
telling me about.
Text to me, Dom, and I'm on my top. So
I'm trying to help you.
I know we're trying to help.
I will later after the stream.
Matt's about to get a Snapchat from me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be like, hey.
Hey.
I didn't know that you went to that Dover race. I remember you talking about the Dover race. I didn't know you're actually at the Dover race. That's crazy.
I went to like every single Dover race up from 2001, and then my last one, or 18, before we moved that team.
Okay. That's awesome.
It's crazy, being a big. It's crazy, like being around there. I mean, living in NASCAR. It's insane. I'm very lucky. Really cool.
Your dad, I think, just went in the comments. He goes, "Hi, son." He turned us both onto NASCAR. In the comments on YouTube, commented that.
Somebody commented that.
The NASCAR? Oh. Grandfather.
I think your dad
turned. Yeah, my grandfather. My grandfather got mine.
There we go. Yeah.
My grandfather got my dad to the sport.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
And me.
That's so cool.
So
cool.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Thank you for sharing.
Story time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service.
You guys
Oh.
You guys
Oh God.
Sometimes I'm glad you moved to Atlanta. I don't think you either. I want to be alive, or you want
You can only
die of laughter.
Yeah. You can only deal with me occasionally. Because eventually it's like, oh my God, he doesn't shut up. Literally, I don't care about Ohio State.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Mr. Ohio State over here. Do you want to go next, Dom? Share your story?
You want me to go next? No, I don't want to go next.
You don't?
Let the drum cadences begin.
Adam, do you want to go next?
Can you still
Do you want me to go next?
see me? Okay.
Yeah.
We see you.
Yes, I can. Yeah, we can see you. Can we hear you is the better question.
Try talking without your AirPods in.
Yeah.
You're a little choppy with your AirPods in.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. I think he's still trying to.
I think it's better.
No. We'll figure
Say
it out.
onomatopoeia.
Say onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
No.
No.
You cut out. You cut out. I heard Anna.
Wait, hold on.
Try without your AirPods.
Disconnect audio.
I gotta figure out something.
There's a common theme at ATYL. It's always the audio.
Technical. Yeah, it's always audio here.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, onomatopoeia.
Okay.
Sounded better. There we go.
That is progress.
I'll give you a 75 out of 100.
75 out of 100.
I'll give him
That's passing.
I'll give him a passing grade. It's good. We here on Above the Yellow Line, we always have technical difficulties. It adds to the fun. Most of that is audio.
Yeah.
All right,
There's
Adam.
that big, beautiful face. Hey,
There
buddy,
we
how you
go.
doing? I don't think you can hear us now.
He's trying to figure it out. He'll be good. He'll be fine. Adam, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next? Or do
I
you
can
want
go,
Dom to
I can
next?
go next. I can kind of I won't go for the very long-winded version. I'll go for the Reader's Digest version.
Adam did prepare like slides, or he has two pictures.
Could you fit this into a vine?
Well, hey, I was told. Oh wow, that's so bland.
Adam, an aerial font. Put a period at the end of his name.
In times of distress, just always think.
Why did you put a period at the end of Adam?
Because it's just Adam. It's a title.
It should have just said, "This is Adam." Like, this is your birthday. It is your birthday.
It is your birthday.
Wow.
Classic fact.
It is.
So,
Thank you, Dwight. Thank you, Dwight.
I love The Office.
All right, go on.
Have we gone off the rails yet?
We have.
We're slowly but surely slipping towards the edge.
And that's okay. It's like
That's
almost
fine
8
with
o'clock.
me.
We're right on schedule. Good.
Get back from that ledge, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
All right. Let me take y'all back on a trip down memory lane back to 1998. This was the first car that caught my. Okay.
Wait. Whoa, sorry.
No. You go back. You can go back to the other slide.
It was good. Sorry. Okay, I already messed up.
Yeah, okay. 1998 Daytona 500 obviously has a lot of meaning to a lot of diehard NASCAR fans. Dale Earnhardt obviously that was his first Daytona 500 victory. However, that is not who I pulled for in this race. My eye was fixated on one particular car that stood out from all of them. Drum roll, please. Bazinga. Me and my father, and I think my mother may have been in the room. She might not have been. I'm not entirely sure. But I do vividly remember pointing at the TV and saying, "Dad, I like that car a lot. I really like that car." He was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." So we kind of watched the race in and out. And by Monday afternoon, after my dad got home from work, I had a 164 number 24 diecast.
Oh.
And if I had it with me, it's not currently with me at my house. It's at my parents' house in another box full of diecasts.
Couple
thousand tubs, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was my first real jump into the deep end of NASCAR and my diecast addiction. Didn't really follow it every weekend from 98 to 2001. 2001 is when it really caught fire with me. And I was watching almost every single race in the Cup Series, and it just kept growing from there and there. And that was Jeff Gordon's fourth and final championship, was 2001. So that was like a big deal for me. I remember getting championship hat. I thought I had it with me. I think it might be in my closet. Anyway, got that. I also had a championship pin. Actually, it's above me. I can't really, let's see if I can show it. It might be.
Oh.
There it is.
Wow. The camera work.
This is great day.
Yes. So yes, the love for Jeff Gordon, as you can tell from my background. Watch this camera work.
What's this camera work?
Oh yeah. Hello. How you doing?
Oh.
Yes,
That's awesome.
My passion and love for Jeff Gordon, the race car driver, goes very deep. So yeah, and then I got lucky in 2018. I took a job at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I met some great people there. When I stepped away in 2019 to go pursue my football dream, I was replaced by none other than Matt Deason. Yes. So that's kind of our connection there. And Matt knew Dom and another friend of ours, Liam, our man, Mr. Brotherton, holding it down in the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing series. And
Nice.
yeah, so that's kind of my foray or origin story to NASCAR was my love of the Rainbow Warrior number 24.
Nice.
Awesome car.
Very awesome car. And actually, that was also the beginning of my love for all of motorsports. Not only do I love NASCAR, but follow IndyCar pretty closely. Love Formula One. I remember watching Formula One on Speed Channel. Yes, Speed
Oh,
Channel.
wow.
The OG. May it rest in peace. May it come back one day. So yeah.
There was one time.
There you have it, folks.
Where have Jeff Gordon's 124 scale diecast, the Final Four car, and it's like I'm never going to have this guy sign this car, and I had a pass for Pocono, and there he is, and Dale, and I go run up to him, and I'm like, "Can you please?" And being stupid, the marker didn't cut the tip off of it like I should have.
Oh,
So it's still there, but it's very too much. So yeah, it's pretty.
no.
It's very unique.
It's a unique signature.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Jeff
a photo
Gordon in Times New Roman.
We need to come up with our own font, I swear.
Wow.
My dad's in the comments, and yeah,
Yes.
my parents have all of my diecast, my 124. So I'm gonna nail my dad. He was moving some stuff in the garage, and all my die floor.
Oh no.
Oh,
That is
my heart.
That is a genuine
That hurts.
tragedy.
Oh,
No tragedy.
I thought my pride was hurt.
Car and what makes the back windshield autographed
No.
Jimmy Johnson car.
Oh.
No. First off, just having a Jimmy Johnson autographed car. First off, very cool, but that sucks with the
Wow.
broke.
Wow.
That is
It's okay.
Actual trap. That's a
I
genuine.
might have to pour one out for the fallen diecast.
Yeah, pour one out. Okay, should I try? I should just do this.
No.
Just the shaky. We're just
We
gonna
gotta
call it the shaky.
give a shout out because Bailey is the one that came up.
Bailey.
Really?
Yes, Bailey. Oh.
Damn.
So yeah,
He's still upset over Ferrari. He's
Forever
still
and always.
grieving.
all right, it's all about
Yes.
Mercedes. All right, well, stop talking about Mercedes before I talk about.
Before Dom comes over there and gets upset.
No. I was actually the problem is I was with Matt on all of the anti-Ferrari comments.
No!
I fueled Matt to keep the Mercedes bias going.
Wait, see, now you started it. See what you started? Remember?
Yeah, I started it because I got the
top
Lewis
off.
hat. Yeah, because I got the Mercedes hat and you wore it.
Dude.
Yeah. So we all went to Top Golf, and Bailey got so mad that I went. Right. So we got John. Everybody knows John's son.
Yep.
Anyway, he wasn't hitting the ball correctly. Right? It's because you're not wearing the Mercedes hat. Take this hat off. And I walked right over him, and he hits that ball 500 yards.
Wow.
Aerodynamically sound.
Like an
Just have
arrow
to be
shooting through the night. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
Legend.
That was a great night.
Legend.
Never
That was
takes the
so
hat
funny.
off.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
wow. Maybe
We
this
are
is a
going
good
there
segue to mention,
Friday for
Kimmy
my
Littleton coming to NASCAR next week.
you will have to
What?
fly here to Charlotte.
Yeah.
What?
going to Topgolf on Friday for my birthday.
Ow!
Oh, Adam, you can
Nice.
just drive.
I'll walk.
true.
It's all right. I'll get
You
there.
walk
I'll get there.
Georgia to Charlotte.
Walk over.
Not a huge commute.
Let's see,
I'll get clipped on 75 at the Georgia-South Carolina border.
Good luck going through Spartanburg to the state line.
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
The tunnel
God.
chute of death. Yes.
Yeah, honestly.
God almighty.
It's all right.
Dumb.
But I was on my way to see you, and that's how you'll remember me.
It was out of love.
He went out swinging.
I love Topgolf, though. That's so fun.
Legs, arms, head, torso, and all.
I think it's safe to say we've gone off topic.
We've gone off we've reached the point in the night where we have gone off the deep end. There is no course correction. We're gone.
We made it 40 minutes in. We've only had 5 minutes off rails. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
our
That's
standards.
not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's pretty decent. Let's see. Dom, do you want to go next or do you want to go last?
You want me to go next?
I can go next, then you can go last.
It's up to you.
Because you have
You're the boss.
visuals. You have
You're the-
visuals.
You are the boss. Okay.
I'll go next.
All right.
You have
Visual
fun
illustration of
Your show, whatever.
psychotic.
Okay. And when have you so I see Kylito in the comments. Very good to have you in the comments. You said you started out as a Jeff Gordon fan, like many people in my age group. Oh, that's awesome. And they said the above the yellow legends. Not the above the yellow line folks, for the legends. I figured it was also time in the night since we're off the rails. I'm gonna try this for the first time.
Let's go.
So, let's
There
crack it
we
open.
go.
All right. Now how quick?
Wait.
How quick does it come back out?
we're good. Okay. I do like cider, so I'm good.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, that ain't cider.
That ain't cider.
It's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like it. Wow. I just think it's pretty decent. I mean, everyone's been like hit or miss with it, but I actually think it's kind of nice. That's good, man. In case you guys didn't know, we have a private chat. Matt just figured out about it.
They're all telling me
These are
your mic's not. You're all over the place. I'm like,
It's like
half hour later.
47 minutes into the chat, Matt realizes.
too late.
You'll figure it out eventually.
NASCAR Taco Bell Cup Series. Welcome to the chat. I see you in the chat on YouTube. Yes, and drinking responsibly. Absolutely, drink responsibly, kids. Let's see Facebook. Before I get into the story, I need to check Facebook. We're all caught up on Facebook. Cool. Okay. I have visuals because I'm that kind of person. Why not? Okay, so I'm also boring, as you can tell.
Taylor.
And now your presentation.
And this has been welcome to my TED Talk. Okay, so my grandma, I'll do the short version. So my grandma has been not like a lifelong fan of NASCAR, but has been a fan for a long time. She's watched the sport since before I was born, and when I was born, I decided not to watch because I thought NASCAR was lame, and I'm like, wow, why would I want to watch cars go around in a circle for hours on end? So basically, I had my whole childhood to watch the sport, didn't do it, and then in 2016. I don't know what circumstance led to this, but I wanted to spend time with her, and I think it was like either dark outside, rainy outside. I don't really know, but I decided to sit down and watch a race, and it was an Xfinity race with Elliott Sadler and Chase Elliott in the same thing. And I remember being confused because I was like, wow, it's two Elliots. That's crazy. I'll focus on the younger one. So I started off as a Chase Elliott fan, and this is actually the first piece of merch that I got, which is this number 24 Chase Elliott shirt. So I thought I'd wear that tonight just for kicks and giggles. And then in 2017, I went to my first NASCAR race. So if you remember my profile on Twitter from like the very beginning, that middle picture was my profile, me just looking mad at the world, but I was having the time of my life. So just
You
saying.
look super focused.
I honestly,
I was ready to
the first
go.
time I saw that picture, I thought you were sitting on a pit box. So that's
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I thought you were on a pit box for that.
Man, that made
I
me
didn't
seem
know
so
that.
much cooler than I actually am.
Wow, that must have got me like
Wow.
3 extra followers.
Yes. And that's how I met Dom, Adam,
Back
Matt,
secured.
Rob, and everybody else. But yeah, so that's just me in the stands, just being super
Such dramatic
focused.
photos.
I know.
Ben's in
And
the
look,
chat. Such
then
dramatic
you-
photos.
And then you look to the left and you see me looking really silly, stupid. But that's my sister on the right of the left photo, if that makes any sense. But she went to the race. My brother went to this race. And then on the right are my grandparents, These are my my mom and
Legends.
papa is what we call them, and they are my NASCAR grandparents. So shout out to them. I don't know if they're watching, but like, love you guys.
They're
and then
so cute.
I love them. And then my nana and papa, they have been so great at trying to understand like the NASCAR stuff, because you know it's not something that anyone else on their side of the family has been interested in. So they've understood it, and they love watching the show and the live streams with all you guys. So yeah, but they've been super involved too, but they haven't gone to a race yet. So I feel like it'd be cool to get them to go, but no, they're the sweetest. I love them. And we go camping whenever we can at the tracks. But that was at Kentucky Speedway, RIP. And then in 2018, I went to Kentucky Speedway again, and the Xfinity Series actually gifted my family and I hot passes because I was crazy on Twitter. And they were like, "You're crazy. Let's give you hot passes," which was a bad idea for them. Great for me. And I got to go on pit road and see all the cars and had the time of my life.
Sick.
I know, isn't that cool?
I love the Jimmy Johnson Foundation cars. Were always really good looking.
They
so cool.
slapped hard.
Yes. I know. I was so excited with those paint schemes. They were my favorite. I think
That's a great car.
that year too. It was either this year or it was 2019. Noah Gragson for the Xfinity Series. He actually ran like a nationwide kids scheme that I loved.
Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so
Junior
cool.
Motorsports always has them on the car when they're close to the hospital. It's always great. I know I think they've got. I think Dale and Amy made a big time donation to the hospital or something like that.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, because I mean, I went to the Children's Hospital for like some of my stuff when I was younger and whatever. So I love it there. They're on our Sleeves initiative too, is awesome. So if you can support them, do it. They're great. But yeah, this was 2018, time of my life. This was the last race my brother went to because after this he decided he didn't like NASCAR, which I'm like, that's fine, that's okay, whatever. So he bailed in 2019. But then my sister decided to come back. We went to Kentucky Speedway. I got to meet Chase Elliott, which was like a dream of mine because I mean I was a big Chase Elliott fan at the time, and we just kind of chilled at the race. But it was always a fun time. And then flash forward, I started above the old line last year. And then since then, obviously, we're with TobyChristieCom. So that's pretty cool. But this is the phases that we went through from like the crappy logo on the top left, really crappy bottom left, right as what we started this year off with. And then Rob Branning actually decided to give me a real logo. So thank you, Rob. And then we also had a question. Did Rob get the COVID now since Dom had it last week?
I passed it along.
You passed it along?
Through the interwebs.
We passed it through the interweb. No, he's working a race right now. So oops. Oh, and then Ben had a dude. And then oh god. Okay. Ben had a question in the comments and he said, "Wait, were you there in 2019 and 2020?" I wasn't there in 2020 because COVID. So 2020 I skipped that year because then that was the last year for Kentucky. But then what else did I have? Oh yeah. Charlotte. Was that next? Charlotte. Then I met these goofballs in Charlotte. Of
course, I'm wearing the exact same thing now.
When don't you?
Don't you wear that though?
I have to soak it all in until it's gone. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Enjoying it while it lasts. Because then, I mean, as soon as Phoenix is up, I'm throwing this all in the trash.
Damn, dude.
Gotta retire it. It's gotta get retired.
Going into the rafters.
No,
God,
I thought that was hilarious.
I looked so happy in that picture because that was like right after I got out of work.
Yeah.
That was my first half day of vacation.
Look at those sunburned knuckles on Adam.
Oh my god, the sunburned knuckles! Holy crap!
What?
Your knuckles are like sunburned or something.
No, my knuckles didn't get burnt. They were just red.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was hot. It was a little toasty.
Taco Bell comes through. Dom is an absolute Chad.
Dom
actually has no other clothes.
That's genuinely the most accurate thing I've heard.
Honestly.
Dom actually has no other clothes, according to Ben, which is accurate.
Ben.
That's also accurate.
Ben, we will also be getting you on the show at some point. I promise. You need to be on. Also, NASCAR Taco Bell always he gets our vibe. I appreciate that.
Yes, he does.
Understands the vibe every single week. They also hope Dom likes wearing Haas colors. LOL from Kyledo.
Yeah.
Based on the rumors. The rumors.
Somebody came in
next year.
to the Hall of Fame. was it yesterday? No, they were Kyle Busch fans, and they were about all this Kyle Busch stuff from Joe Gibbs Racing. They were like 50 to 70% off, just the M&M stuff, and they said no. Said no. Now I don't know. But that's just what came out of their mouth. But well, then
That's interesting.
we'll see what happens.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
We will find out.
The news that he might leave does freak me out, honestly, because I feel like it's going to be like a weird nightmare seeing him in another fire suit with another team. That's just my thoughts on it.
And now just think about what people felt like when Dale Jr. hung up the Budweiser fire suit.
Yes.
Like that
feels wrong.
That was monumental.
Or when Tony left to go start his own half
Yeah.
That was a weird vibe too. It
No,
wasn't so weird when Kyle left Hendrick, though. It was kind of like...
No, it kind of felt like it needed to happen.
It really felt like he was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he looked... Every picture I see of him in that era, he looks like he hates his time. And he wants to leave. So, I think he's fine.
Good luck to him.
But, so we don't see Dom matching his past self. And this is present day. Went to Michigan last weekend. It was the time of my life. I brought Sawyer. If you've never seen Sawyer before, he's the guy that's next to me in the pictures. He's joined the stream sometimes when we do gaming and whatever. If he's in the comments, hi. Hope you're having a good night. And then obviously working races now. Media. I tried photography for the first time at Mid Ohio. That was fun. And yeah, so that's where we are now, working with TobyChristieCom. Really awesome team. This awesome team we have here. Yeah, and then also getting other opportunities in the industry to work for other teams and developing organizations and whatever. So it's been a blast, and I'm incredibly blessed for the path and everyone who's helped me along the way. So that's my thankful story thing. And now Dom, you can go.
Lovely. First of all,
thanks guys. I love you guys.
Hello.
Tiny.
She kept bugging me, so she's here to say hello briefly.
I gotta get Daisy in here. Hold on, I gotta text my parents to coordinate this. Hold on. Oh my god, my dad actually just texted, does Dom wear the same shirt during every live stream?
Yes.
Basically, yes. Oh my god, that's
Are we about to get another donation?
Are we?
So.
I think we're about to get another donation.
From what?
From Ben.
Ben! Bro, thank you. Okay, since my chat isn't working for some odd reason, I do have to pull this up here. Thank you, Ben, for donating to the stream. I definitely appreciate it. Testing this out. It was a good test. Way to go. Also, I'll tell Sawyer you said hi, Ben, for sure. I didn't think it would. He said I didn't think it would work. Oops. Bye.
Too late. Ours now.
I can pay you back then if you really want to.
I want to give it back.
Yeah, we just got to figure out a way.
Right.
It goes to the Bushlight Apple Fund.
The Bush Series fund.
Yeah, that's right. It goes to the Bush Series fund this time.
Do you guys do we need to explain that, or do we just want to let it slide?
No,
Do we just let that slide?
Yeah,
We'll just let it go.
By this point, they should know.
You should know. If you joined us for a while, you should
bring
know.
back the Bush Series.
You know.
Yeah. Just
Bring back the Bush Series. The Bush Grand National.
For the love of God, just bring back the Bush Series. Is she? I can hear her.
Yes.
Her Majesty.
Bubba! Hey! Come here, Bubba.
The official mascot.
The official mascot. Say hello to everybody.
Oh.
Say hello. She's so
So
fun. She is
cute.
13, 14 years old. I don't know.
Hi,
should know
Bubbles.
You see everybody? Yes, you see everybody.
Good evening, peasants.
She
What are you
is so
talking about
sassy.
this evening?
Hi. You're so fun. Oh, okay. She's gonna. I think she's just gonna lay in my room. That's fine.
All right, I need a cigarette. I'll be
Fine.
back.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna. Oh, she's hi. Okay, she's just gonna lay down. She's good. We're fine. Okay, so the appearance from the dog.
Oh,
She's fine.
I'm glad we got that.
Okay.
My heart is full.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
that's all I needed. That's all I wanted. I didn't.
We can go
I
now.
wasn't excited
Bye-bye,
about
everyone.
that. I was excited about
Stream out.
All right, that's it. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. Just kidding.
Yes, yeah, that's all. That's all we need.
We're out.
Oh, all right. She's just gonna chill. Dom, do you have visual aids with this presentation?
I
I'm
do.
excited about.
I mean, so the past couple of years I've transitioned my diecast collection to cars that help tell my story. So a lot of only cars that really mean a lot to me. So they're actually going to help me out with my story. So in 2004, my parents were working a church event. They were cooking for it. And because I was so young, they didn't want to leave me at home. I think my brother and sister were doing something. So they just wanted to bring me. And I couldn't sit still. I was just wanting to do something. I was bored. Didn't want to just sit there. Yeah, classic me. So they're like, all right, get this kid in front of a TV and just put something on. So they're looking for something to put on. And sure enough, the 2004 Daytona 500's on. And so this was the first car I ever saw.
Oh,
and I'm so glad I have it. It took me a while to get it, but I finally got it. This was the first car I ever saw. And the second car that I saw was the car that was in second, was this one. And the reason why I have this is because this car means a lot, because my grandfather grew up as a carpenter, built houses, worked on houses. And so whenever I was with him, a lot of times he would take me to the Home Depot or Lowe's so that he could buy supplies, buy stuff for the job site. And so I saw that car. I was like, that's really cool. That is really cool. I wonder if Papa knows about this. So I ended up getting the car. I showed it to him. He's like, I got the Home Depot car. Look at this. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. And so that's where it really kind of started. And then to go along with the construction theme, the first car I ever got, I don't have it with me, was the Ward Burton Caterpillar car.
Oh,
First car I ever got. And it was just because my parents saw Caterpillar. That's a construction thing. He knows that. Let's get it for him, see if he likes it. And that car is beaten to crap, but it's still in my house. It's in a case. Taylor, you saw it. I showed it to you when I was back home. Yeah, the windshield, it's a 164. The windshield's gone. The numbers are faded.
Oh.
The spoiler's bent in half, broken in half, bent in half. So yeah, it's completely destroyed. It's just because she's got a lot of miles on the racetrack. And
she's got a lot of miles.
I started watching more and more races. And you know, another car that I have back home is a Budweiser car. And when I was little, my parents got me the Dale Jr., the small 8 car, but it didn't have Budweiser on it. And I was so mad about that. I wanted the Budweiser car. This is not what it looks like on the racetrack. I want the Budweiser car. So I took a piece of paper, covered that car, and drew the Budweiser car over top of it. So during my races, I had, yeah, yes. Then I got the actual Budweiser car for Christmas, and that one's at my house. That one's still in its case. And that's one of my crown jewel cars. One will never give up, just because I almost cried when I got that car. It was like, finally, I've got the actual Budweiser car. Finally. So, sticking with paint schemes and whatnot, like there were cars that I grew up seeing, and like obviously Tony Stewart in the Home Depot car, Jeff Gordon was always the DuPont car, Dale Jr. was always the Budweiser car, and another one was Elliott Sadler was always the M&M's 38. And so I never really understood that sponsors could change teams and numbers and cars. So I always liked the Interstate Batteries 18, and I always liked the M&M's 38. And then in 2008, we got this baby, which completely blew my mind. The M&M's 18. So this car really meant a lot to me. This is a car that actually got me back into racing, because I kind of teetered off a little bit. And so I saw that car. I was instantly, I gotta have it. Gotta have that car. Finally got the car. And then, you know, I was in the position where I was calling myself a Jeff Gordon fan, just because that was the only available merchandise in Northeast Ohio for NASCAR that they could get me. So I just said I was a Jeff Gordon fan because I got a Jeff Gordon lunchbox and a Jeff Gordon model car. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm a Jeff Gordon fan. But I wanted to change that to someone I actually wanted to root for and someone I picked myself. So Tony Stewart leaves Joe Gibbs, and I never actually saw who the new driver was going to be, what the car was going to look like until Daytona. We saw this car hit the track the first time in 2009. And I love that they brought the black and white back, and I found out it's Joey Logano. He's an 18-year-old, so he's super young. I'm like, okay, this kid might be around for a good while, so let me pick him as my favorite driver.
I remember seeing that scheme flip right
at Dover in 2009.
Dover.
Yes, that was a good time.
Good barrel roll.
Like that.
What really helped my fandom was, I was watching a race and I was drawing a car. I was drawing Joey's race car. And my uncle told me, hey, when I was younger, I used to write to football players, and occasionally they'd write back or they'd send an autograph back. I said, what the heck? I'll write Joey a letter. So I wrote him a letter and I sent him a picture. God. I sent him the picture I drew, and this is what I got back.
And you signed it.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
Instantly, I was sold.
Baller.
I was sold. He was the one.
I did not know that fact about you, Dom. That is freaking awesome.
Yeah. So I still got that. Keeping it forever. But and it's so much fun talking about this now because at Atlanta, when I was working in the media center and Joey was in there, I told him, I was like, listen, you've been in the series since 2009. 11-year-old me picked you as my favorite driver, and he just busted out laughing. He was like, thanks. Appreciate it. He thought it was the funniest thing. But the first time I met him was 2011, and my uncle, who still lives in Mooresville, that was the way I got down, and he said, he likes NASCAR. We've got Charlotte in our backyard. Let's come on down. We'll take him to a race. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. I'm excited. So it was my birthday present for that year. My birthday's in October. We went to the 2011 Bank of America 500. And Joe Gibbs Racing was having their fan day there. So we said, we'll see if Joey's there. We'll go try to meet him. This was also when I found out that you can buy pieces of race cars at the shops.
And this is where you went broke for life.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to buy it. I was only like 12. So, yeah. I bet they regret it every day. But I picked up a piece. I'll show it in a second. But I was waiting in line. It was a really long line because it was a tent. And Joey, Denny, and Kyle were all under the tent. And everyone would just go in a line and go across as they signed. And so I got a piece of Joey's car from, and it's still marked on here. It is the 2011 Coke 0400 is when this piece ran.
Oh, nice.
And while I was waiting in line, Joe Gibbs was going through and talking with everybody. And he came over and saw that I had a piece of a race car. He signed it and was chatting with my parents and everything. He was excited. He was just happy to see that a little kid like me was excited to go meet Joey. And then I finally went up. I met Joey, and I got this big old piece signed.
Dang.
So let me see. So there's Joey.
Where is it? Oh, there we go.
There it is. Nice.
So there's Joey's signature, and then Joe's. I don't know if I can show it. There it is, Joe's.
Oh yeah, you can see it. Oh, that's so cool.
So, and that was my first race, and I was hooked because that was back when it was the COT with the ridiculous horsepower, the high-pitched engines. That first time they went by, I was hooked. And so 2012 comes around, and I say, that was awesome. Let's try to watch the full year this year. I've let football and basketball just take over my attention, and I just after the Daytona 500, I just tune out NASCAR. So I said, let's give 2012 a chance. And this car won the Budweiser Shootout, and I have this car because it's the greatest race I've ever watched in my life.
The slide.
The 2012 Shootout is still the greatest race I've ever watched in my life, because this is the race that made me who I am now as a diehard NASCAR fan, because I was hooked after this. I mean, this car wrecked 3 times and still won the race.
So damn impressive.
So yeah, that's a really good one. And then another one I have is just, this was a big sentimental moment for me. It's Joey's Daytona 500 car. I cried when he crossed the finish line. Because the Daytona 500 is what got me into NASCAR. To see my favorite driver that I handpicked win the Daytona 500. We always go to my grandpa's for Sunday dinner. I've watched a lot of my races at my grandpa's house. I went there crying, saying, "You won the Daytona 500." And my grandpa actually knew what the Daytona 500 was, so he was actually excited.
Hey!
Nice.
Yeah, and then transitioning to where I am now. Got one more car. I'm almost done. I'm sorry, this is taking forever. Transitioning to where I am now. I went to college at Youngstown State. I'm so thankful for everything I did at Youngstown State. I learned so much. It opened so many doors for me. But one of my personal biggest regrets is I didn't go to Ohio State for obvious reasons. But that aside, YSU opened a ton of doors for me. And one of them was that for some reason, there was a girl that went to school there whose father is the director of communications at Homestead Miami Speedway. And they knew I was in sports broadcasting. I had my own podcast through the school about racing. It was and still is the only racing show that was ever on that station.
Oh, nice.
And so they got me in touch with him, and he sent me down. I got to go to Homestead for the 2017 championship season. And I still have with me my hot pass, and my media pass for championship weekend, and my affiliation, everything. So I kept this, and obviously we all know what happened in 2017.
Oh yeah.
This was Dale Jr.'s last car, and I went to Homestead just telling myself, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Let's just take it one step at a time. Let's just watch and see what happens around you. And the day I got there, the director of communications at the time hung out with me for a good while and said, "Go talk to the drivers. They're cool. No, just if you've got that later on, they'll talk to you." And so I was like, "Okay, green light." So I'm gonna go talk to everybody. My first interview was with Denny Hamlin after he won the pole.
Oh,
so
all right.
that was my first NASCAR driver interview. It was 32 seconds long, but it was great. But I'll pull it up on my phone. So the race, I covered all 3 races. The truck race was great. Christopher Bell won the championship. Chase Briscoe won the race. That was his first career win in the truck series. And Christopher Bell was the outright champion. So that was great. And then I interviewed Matt Crafton because I made the connection, Thor Sports in Sandusky, Ohio. Mm-hmm. So I chatted to him about just representing the state of Ohio in the championship race for the trucks. So that was great. And then Saturday, I got to shadow the Motor Racing Network in the booth.
Ooh.
And I got to connect with a lot of guys. And Kurt Becker was one. I just handed out business cards I had made up and just was like, "Yeah, thanks for having me up here." 2 days later, Kurt Becker called me and said, "Hey, if you ever need anything, just let me know. I looked at your stuff. You seem really dedicated. This is awesome." So I was shocked. I didn't think I'd hear from him again. So that was really cool. But then Sunday, the Cup race, I started the Cup race up in the press box and then moved down to the pits because I wanted to be in the pits for when the race ended. And I got this picture at the end of the race in Homestead. This is me right next to Dale Jr.'s car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So I was there, and I'll show you. This is my other picture I have from it. That's Dale Jr. right there. That's how close I got at that time. And then as they were clearing everybody out, because there's so much publicity around that 88 car, and they were saying, okay, media only, media only. So as they were getting ready to push me back, they saw my lanyard. You're like, okay, you can go in. He still got my business card. Thank you, buddy. They pulled me in, and I interviewed Dale Earnhardt Jr. after his last race. So after that, I told myself, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to do.
Wow.
So here we are. And now times have turned. 2022, 5 years later, I covered the race at Atlanta. For the first time, I got paid to cover a NASCAR race. So
hey,
yeah,
let's go.
And that is my story.
Didn't you almost get hit by Dale Jr. in the garage?
Oh yeah.
I have that video if you'd like to see it. I didn't know if I was allowed to play it. I did almost. So you want to talk about how talented these drivers are. Dale Earnhardt Jr. came within inches of bumping into me as he was
mere
backing up.
inches of wrecking Dom.
So this is him backing out.
Oh yeah.
Case King goes by.
Woo!
Yeah.
Didn't
And it
even
was great
flinch.
because I just wanted to get a video of him pulling out to go to the racetrack to put on my radio show's Instagram account and saying Dale Jr. making his final practice laps of his career. And I just told myself, as he was backing up, I was like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. If he hits me, he hits me. I'm not moving. And I just turned it down. I was just like, and I stopped. I was like, that was awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
Man. What was your show called for
So, I'm trying to think. It had a couple of names.
Oh.
The last one I ended up with. So the name of our show, our radio station, it's online radio. I just call it podcast. It was Rookery Radio, and the word rookery is so Youngstown State is the Penguins, and a rookery is what it's called when penguins group together to stay warm during the winter in Antarctica. And so we called it the Rookery Radio because all the penguins are coming in to listen to the radio.
Oh.
So the name of my show is The Racing Rookery.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Actually, didn't know that about.
I did NASCAR. I did F1, IndyCar, and IMSA. Those are the things I covered. And then I had a website and I wrote for all those different things. So it really, really spiraled out of control in college.
Yeah, that's your spiral. That's pretty good, though.
Yeah,
all things considered.
I mean, the moral of the story is if you dedicate yourself to something, you will be shocked what kind of doors it'll open.
For real.
So I mean, I never would have thought I'd be moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and now I've already covered a NASCAR Cup race, and I will be at the Oregon Georgia game on the sidelines. So it's just things like that is just
nice.
Also, not to brag for you, but you also met Shaq like twice in the span of a week.
I have met. Yeah, me and Shaq are brothers now.
Yeah.
I've talked to Shaq a couple times, and I was at the NFL draft. I wasn't at the NFL draft, but the guy that went number 1 overall, Trayvon Walker, went to the University of Georgia, went to high school at a school that's in our coverage area. And so I got the green light to go to his draft party. So I was there when he got picked number 1 overall, talked to him right after. So that was my first assignment.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
Dang, they threw you right in.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So,
Wow.
yeah, but I don't want to sit here and just keep going on about that. I'm just
Well, we do have a question in the comments for you,
ridiculously
though.
lucky. What's the question?
From Taco Bell, they said, well, NASCAR Taco Bell. What
Oh,
is
that
your
never
what is your all-time favorite NASCAR Winston Cup Series scheme?
Winston Cup scheme. I mean, so it's so easy to just pick like the simple ones, like Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt. Oh yeah, it was great. The Tide cars were always cool because they popped. The Tide cars were cool, but I will say the reason why I'm going to say the Rainbow 24 is because there is something about. So I worked at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I got chills seeing the Rainbow 24 in person
Seriously.
at the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Putting aside that it's the 97 500 car, one that got his first 500, putting that aside, it's just that car dethroned the Intimidator. That car took over NASCAR. I mean, it's just, what more can you say? It's just the impact the Black 3 had is obviously beyond comprehension document. But the Rainbow 24 showed that you can be the exact opposite of what everyone wants you to be, which is the black number 3, the Intimidator, and still be the best freaking driver on the racetrack. So it's just everything that Rainbow 24 stands for. I have to say that's the one. I will say my favorite tweak of the Rainbow 24 is when they ran the Noble 5. I think that car looked great with red numbers on the top. I don't know why. I just think it looked really cool with a red number on the top. But that would be my favorite, the Rainbow 24.
Adam, Matt, do you guys have a favorite from the Winston? Oh, well, pointing at it.
Right there. I think that's the 98 car.
And what's really funny too is me and Adam. I think we had this talk on I think we had it on a live stream, but like how I was with the Budweiser car, like I wanted it to be exactly how it was on the track. I purposely went out and tried to find Gordon's third 500 car because it had the red deck lid and the red spoiler. And he only did that they only ran that at restrictor plates, and I thought that was so bizarre. But then I saw that, I was like, okay, that's different. I like that. I want that. And if it exists, I'm getting it. And I ended up getting it. It's destroyed now. It's completely destroyed.
Dang.
But no, it's just like really weird stuff like that. And then again, I got this Kyle Busch Talladega car, and the reason why I got this one specifically and not the standard one is because the Kyle Busch car for all this year had white numbers on the side and a red number on top. And the one that was sold in masses had silver numbers. That car never ran. So I
was about to bring that up too, Dom. It was so you don't have the silver number one, right?
I don't. No.
Oh.
I wanted the one that was the most 100% accurate to what actually ran every week.
Because I think I got the silver numbered one in the 164, and then I got the one that had the white numbers as well.
Yeah, because they did a small one for his multi-win season deal. Yeah.
The one Jeff Gordon car, though, bringing up how you like the different custom ones, I don't think it was ever made for a diecast, but I think it was 2005 at Auto Club when the numbers were swooped the opposite.
Oh my God, yes, that was so bizarre.
It was the strangest thing.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah.
Another car I really want to get for the storyline of me watching the sport is Newman's 500 car from 08, because I remember watching that and I was rooting for Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, and Dale Jr. to win that race because I loved the AMP car. I got to get that too. I loved the AMP car. I loved the M&M's car. And I loved Tony Stewart's Home Depot Toyota because I just thought it was so different. It looked awesome. And ironically, when I got the Home Depot model car, that car won a lot of races in my league. So, yeah, the new cars tended to really dominate when they made their debuts. It really wasn't fair.
It's the good luck.
But another one is Harvick's Auto Club car from 2011, because I remember watching that race at my grandpa's house and going nuts. I was like, ain't no way he catches Johnson, and he blew by him.
The Golden Horseshoe race, yeah.
That was great. That was a great race.
Oh my.
Well, you guys, it has reached that time where we're going to have to start closing it out for the stream on a Friday night. Thank you all for joining us. Matt, thank you for joining us for this stream as well. My man. We're so happy to have you.
Thanks for having me again. Maybe 2 weeks, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll be back. Yep. Matt, we've been trying to get him on the show forever. We owe him a few more shows to be on, and obviously you're welcome back anytime you want. So thank you for joining.
We finally reached his asking price.
Finally. We were denied before.
Yes.
But to catch up with Matt when he's not on the show, Matt, where can we find you on social media?
Everything is just at Matt Decent. Instagram at Matt Decent.
This is pretty easy.
What makes me so angry about Matt? What makes me so... Everyone watching.
What? Wait a minute.
To everyone watching.
Whoever is watching, Lewis Hamilton, just so you guys know.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton follows Matt on Twitter.
Excuse me?
Yes,
Lewis Hamilton
does.
Jeff Gordon.
Lewis
Jeff
Hamilton.
Gordon follows him. Jeff Gordon follows him on Twitter.
Why?
Nick Jonas follows him on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
That's a complete that we need three.
That's a whole nother show.
We're
Right
not-
there.
That's a whole other
Talking about the
explanation
whole-
that we need.
This is NASCAR talk.
Yeah, it's just if you can think of a celebrity that's big enough that it's like, oh, there's no way. Yeah, they follow him.
Oh my god. Everyone's famous on this show. Holy crap. Matt,
I
we
can't
have
believe
to.
you're not. I can't believe he's not blue checked at this point.
I know. Honestly, he should be though. Dude. Oh my god. Well, guys, follow Matt on social media. Maybe Jeff Gordon will follow you too. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. If you want to follow us, though, we may not be blue check marked, but we're still pretty neat. Above the old line on Instagram and YouTube. TobyChristieCom. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're not subscribed, you should totally do that. Subscribe. We have great content from driver interviews, above the old line, live streams, all that stuff. So make sure you follow us, and then keep up with me and my content and daily questions and race post race polls at _TaylorKitchen_ on Twitter. Let's see what else. Also, find us on podcasting platforms. If you can't watch the show every week, the Above the Old Line that comes out either Mondays or Tuesdays, listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your listening podcast things. And then also, last but not least, we got to thank our very important and wonderful partners at TobyChristieCom and Above the Old Line, Zyloware and Haymaker Coffee. Thank you for being great partners for us. We love Zyloware for giving us glasses sent to our home so we don't have to go out to the stores and try them on. It's such a hassle. So having them sent to your house much easier, much more fun of a process. And then Haymaker Coffee, guys, kick-ass coffee. Absolutely love it. So make sure you send them love. Check out their websites. Make sure you get the products if you can and try them out. I promise you will not be disappointed. And thank you for joining us on a Friday night again from Adam, Dom, Matt, and myself. Thank you so much. And until next time, we'll see you. Bye.